Good morning, everyone. This is Rhett Scott at hpCommerce Software. Welcome to day 2 of the HP Quickstart class. Today's class will be on working with products, labor, and power tools for product updates. First thing I want to do is cover editing a part, and then we're going to cover adding a part. I want to point out a few things when we're editing a part. I'm going to go into Edit, and we'll get a confirmation of whether or not we want to edit the part. And the first thing I want to show you is what happens when you edit the base cost of an item. So we'll go in and we'll change this base cost. We'll see right now that our price level A is $125.95, and we'll change our base cost to $56. And then it asks us if we want to refigure our prices. Right now, we've got this set to refigure prices based upon the product line code markups. So I'll go ahead and say OK. And you'll see that based upon the markups that we have established for the product line, it's repriced this item. It was $125.95, but it's now honoring the markups that we have in the system, and it's made it $81.20. Quite an extreme change. But nonetheless, those are the markups that were set up on the product line code. You need to make sure that you get those markups set the way that you want them to be set up, and that you make sure that the price recalculation tools are set up in a way that works best for you. If you don't like the changes that were made, you can escape out of the editing and not save the information, and nothing will be saved. I also want to point out several fields that are on this screen. There are a lot of features here, and I'll ask questions later on, and we can cover any feature that you want to cover. But right now I want to point out control stock. If you want to control the stock of an item, meaning when you receive it you want the inventory to go up, and when you sell it you want the inventory to go down, then you want to control stock. That's the default setting in HP. When you create a new part, it's going to set itself up to control stock. If for some reason you don't want to control the stock on an item, say it's maybe a stack of sale flyers that you stuff into boxes when you ship them, and you just want to make sure that the warehouse knows that they're supposed to put a flyer in with the order, or maybe a particular type of flyer, and you really don't want to control the stock on that, then you can select Control Stock No, and then it will not increment or decrement inventory when you receive or sell it. The other item I want to point out is track serial number. If you have items that you want to track the serial number on them for purposes of the manufacturer requires you to, or you want to make sure that when returns are done you're getting back the item that you sold to the customer, then you can set track serial number to yes on the part. What this will do is when you go and put the item onto an order, it will pop up a box and ask you what the serial number is. So you really don't know what serial numbered part you're going to be giving out until the time that you sell it. So that is the time when it will ask you for the serial number. And then the final item I want to point out is tax exempt. If you want to make an item be tax exempt, then you can mark it with yes here under tax exempt. By default, everything is set up to be taxable. The next thing we're going to do is we'll take up Andy's question on core charges. So on this particular screen, we'll see that there is a core charge defined. In this case, the core is established, but there is no fixed price that is set up for this item. When you set up a core and a core charge on an item, that item will automatically appear on the order for you. In this case, if I add HUG 7720R onto my order, then HP automatically adds an extra line to the order for INS 7720R.doc. And if there's a price associated with it, it will automatically put that price onto the order for me. So it's like entering one item and having two items automatically come onto the invoice. As far as setting this up, it's very simple. You need to define your core. So it's just another part. So you just set up a part in the system and you indicate what the product line is and what the part number is. I recommend that you use core somehow in the description so it's very clear on the order. And then you go and edit the item in HP, and over here there's a function key called F12 list core part, and pick out the core that you want, and then you can set up a price for it. So let's say that this core happens to be $10 charge, and then when we add this item onto the order, that item will be automatically added along with the HUG 7720R, and that price will be put on. I will let you know that once you get that item onto the order, that core charge line just becomes another line. You can remove it, you can edit it, you can do anything you want. It's not physically attached to its parent part number. So let's go ahead and add a new part into the system. So to add a new part into the system, you start from a blank part number maintenance screen and go into F10 Add Quick. I never use any other add screen other than Quick. Everything that you really need to accomplish in a streamlined fashion you can do from the F10 Add. So you can indicate the product line code that you want to put the item under, give it a part number, a description. You can indicate units. I will let you know that units in HP have no function whatsoever other than description. They don't control how inventory gets maintained. When you're adding an item into HP, at the time you add it, you can indicate a quantity available. This can be very helpful for a customer who has been waiting at your door before you open. The UPS guy is in the parking lot. You throw the door open. He came in because he knew UPS was going to be delivering his part that he's got back ordered today, and he wants to get it right now, and you want to take care of everything properly. You can, at the time you're in point of sale, you can hop right into part maintenance right from the point of sale system, and you can add that item into the system and indicate a quantity available. You should always endeavor to add items into the system before you sell them to your customers so that the information is tracked, so that you have a purchasing history and a sales history. We really discourage people from selling non-stock items, which we'll see a little bit more about on our fourth day when we talk about the sales order system. There's our control stock flag. Here's our track serial number and our tax exempt field. You can indicate a cost, and that will automatically make the base cost be the same, and then you'll be prompted to refigure selling prices. In this case, our markups of 50, 45, and 40% and so on are applied. You're always in control of price, so we can enter $14.95 here. We're going to do $12.95, and I'm trying to keep things simple, so I don't want any pricing for my other items, and then it will ask you to retrieve the item, and that's all it takes to get an item in. A few simple steps, and you can get an item into inventory. All you have to provide is the product line code and the description and part number. So 3 pieces of information are required. We strongly encourage you to provide some form of cost when you add an item. That way, items will not be sold at 100% profit.